And we live on the air.
Breaker 19.
Breaker 1919.
Wait for some people to hop on in. And we can deal with some of this breaking news this evening.
Yeah, Cam, I think we kind of going deep this evening, man. You could have the powers to be in front of my house.
No, they in front of your house already. They just ain't let you know it yet. If you got a smartphone or a smart TV, they're in your house. And you got 100%. They're in your house. There you go. Peace. Here we go. We live. I'm your brother Cam, and this is my bro Big Steele.
What's happening with you, brother?
Oh man.
Breaking news.
Breaking 19. We got a lot to talk about. You know, we got the headline, which is behind the scenes music industry rituals and the wickedness of the music business. But before we get to that, you know, I just seen some breaking news that allegedly Biden is dropping out of the race. You know, as I said he would, you know, months or a year ago or whatever. I didn't know he was going to last this long. So what's your thoughts about that? Biden, you know, they haven't officially announced it yet, but it's all, the chatter is all on the social media that Biden.
Yeah, I've seen that, and it's not a big surprise to me. I think they've been setting it up for quite a while, you know, especially after that last debacle of a debate. You know, where he was up there acting like he couldn't remember nothing. And I don't know, he just didn't look like the dude that should be leading the biggest country in the free world, you know?
Well, he shouldn't look like the mannequin that pretends to be leading the you know, because let's wait till 2 minutes before we start, you know, putting in them theories or whatever. But yeah, so that's the chatter. It ain't been officially announced yet. But according,
well, I'm gonna tell you who I think is gonna take his place.
Who you think?
And it's gonna be all bad. I think this guy that wants to destroy the state of California, I think Newsom is gonna wind up.
Oh, you think so?
Probably taking his place. Oh yeah, I think that's who they're grooming, because you see, if you go on that guy's X, all he talks about is other states. He don't ever talk about California. He don't. Our homeless situation is out of control out here. He never discusses that. He never discusses what's going on in the Bay now. How it seems like the whole world's homeless population will move to the San Francisco Bay. Between LA and the Bay, it's like we got a whole bunch of new homeless people.
Man, I'm damn near homeless. No, I'm just saying, you know, the cost of living, like, just it's impossible almost, you know, especially for California. California cost of living, you got to be making something like 100 something thousand a year just to have.
I'm not gonna say how much I made last year, but it was a cool amount. You know, I'm not rich, but it was cool, right? I'm a regular average Joe. That's a regular average Joe out here. If you're not making at least $500,000 out here, man, you just living real regular.
Man, so you know, it's more to come. Unfortunately, Trump ain't gonna be able to save it. You know, Trump is.
Well, you know, do you think Kamala Harris? Do you think she's gonna step up? Do you think?
Probably. None of them can't beat Trump. I don't care who step up. They're not gonna beat Trump. Trump is gonna be the president. I've been saying it, I'm gonna keep saying it. Trump is gonna be the president, so we're gonna have to deal with that reality. It don't matter what little smoke and mirrors and song and dance they do from now until the election. Trump is gonna be the president, so get used to it. You know what I'm saying? And prepare for whatever you afraid of or fear, because we're gonna be facing. Trump is gonna be the president.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right, Cam, but don't count Newsom out, man. Or
I count him out.
I go on him out already. It seems like they're grooming him for that, though, man. They kind of grooming him to be that guy, though. It seems like, if you look at it, I think they're grooming him. I don't know. You don't think Kennedy got a shot?
Not at all. I mean, I'm not saying that they ain't more qualified or they ain't more, you know, righteous or whatever, but Trump got too much momentum. Like what happened with that deletion attempt. He's beyond.
Oh, that's loaded up for him. You know, Trump is very much. Go ahead.
He's beyond a rock star. Like he's like a prophet or something. You know what I'm saying? He's now in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nobody moving him out the way.
Yeah, you may be right, Cam. I'm gonna tell you though, man. I think they can put in office whoever they want to. You know, I've been a person that's been voting faithfully, and I'm gonna be careful talking on this YouTube. I don't want to get flagged or get banned or nothing like that, get canceled. But I think they have the ability to put whoever they want to in office, and I think our system, the way it is, if you saw the stuff that was going on last year,
Uh,
I don't know if Cheeto Face was too far off.
yeah, but and we're not gonna say what you're talking about as far as the
Yeah, y'all got to figure it out. But I think I'm
the
curious
oil
to know
rigs.
people.
We're not
Let
gonna
us
say,
know in the comments if y'all think this whole thing is rigged a little bit.
you know what I'm saying. Um, but he's like I said, his momentum is already too. He's steamrolling. It's nothing you can do. The only way you can beat him is if that thing that if it
Yeah, we
was
go. Yeah. I know what you're saying.
yeah.
So do you think it's just a done deal?
Yeah, I think it is. As far as that competition, as far as who's going to win the presidency, but like I said, once he gets in office, then that's a whole new bag of worms. So I'm always looking years ahead. I'm always looking steps and steps and steps ahead. So I was
Mhm.
looking ahead with Biden. I was looking ahead with um, Obama. Because we already know that I already know that nothing that's really changed for us, no matter who was the president. So why should I expect it to change?
Well, kind of skating off of that, man. I hate talking about politics because it don't do nothing but get me kind of teed off a little bit. Um, you ready to get started?
Yeah, I'm ready to get started, and just be careful. Still, this is not my page. I've been trying to be real careful all week. And anybody, I don't know if you got moderators or you're gonna get some moderators, but anybody who comes on here and uses the HATE word, they need to be out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That troll
Yeah,
word and that troll language need to be up out of here. So because that's already provoking and trying to poke at uh, the stuff that goes against the community guidelines and standards, right? You know what I'm saying? So I won't even tolerate that word. So from now on, once we get onto the moderated thing, that word is
mhm.
it gets you blocked for good.
Yeah. I got an interesting statistic for you. Is 232 media executives were responsible for 277 million Americans going to the big house.
Say that one more time.
232 media executives were responsible for the intake of 277 million Americans.
Wow.
America sends more people to the penitentiary, man, than any other country on the planet, and
Mm,
it's not even close.
mhm.
And guess who's heavily invested in these penitentiaries in the prison system?
From what I've heard, is the music industry. The
Oh
record.
yeah, Time Warner, which owns, Warner Brothers, whole
Uh,
bunch of other, pretty much a whole conglomerate of big media companies. They have the power to make anyone they want to a star because they own the magazines, they own the platforms, they even own some of our favorite streaming platforms like HBO
oh
and
yeah,
things like that. So if they want to take this guy and make him a star, they can. I don't know if you've noticed, man. Me and you are the age to where we remember the groups like Public Enemy,
yeah,
X Clan. It was a real. Everything was about positivity. Queen Latifah with the ladies first, and it was just a whole different era, right?
right,
Even with yourself, you came out with the pro-black. You were a part of that movement right there, and then it kind of just disappeared. And I'm not about to sit up here and blame gangster rap for nothing because gangster rap is not even a proper term. That's not the term that we gave it. It was reality music, reality themed music. It wasn't just about the gratuitous violence. It was about the conditions in the neighborhood, us living in poverty, even, the barbecues, the cookouts, things of that nature, right?
right,
It was just about the real, just urban experience, right? But then they turned it into gangster rap.
right. So what was you about to ask? What was the question you was about to ask? You see,
I didn't have a question. I didn't have a question per se. I just asked the question like, who do you think owns these prisons? Who's heavily invested into them?
Well, if you really look at the big umbrella, the Black Rock and Vanguard, Larry Fink and whoever the other CEO is over Vanguard. But
Mhm.
that rumored letter, that destroyed a generation of hip hop, that was allegedly um, the heads of CEOs and the heads of certain record labels that got together and kind of decided to steer the content direction of rap music in a certain direction, and they was going to fund and sponsor and reward the artists that did this type of music versus the pro-black or the positive or the feel good or the conscious rap. So when you ask what happened to that hip hop or that music, it never died, but it died on the mainstream platforms. The main.
Exactly. So if I have the ability to just push a button and make whatever I want to hot, or I can make whatever I want to just kind of disappear.
Yeah,
That's what kind of happened because if you remember in the 2000s, we had this influx of all these I'm not gonna call them fake gangster rap groups, but you had a lot
like
of just
CB4,
groups, yeah,
CB4.
like CB4 type stuff, and you had a whole bunch of stuff. And if you ever met some of these cats, you would be like, man, this dude on that nothing like the dude on the record, right? It's because they weren't. They were just somebody that had talent, and they went in a direction to where the A&R, whoever the A&R was, told them, hey, we need something a little bit more edgy. They suited them up, booted them up, and
Yeah,
next thing you know, had them spreading the message.
yeah. So who was the architects behind that? Whose agenda was that? Because, like you say, anybody that they can create a star. They can make anybody famous. That's why it's called programming.
Hmm.
Program, like in radio station, the program director.
Radio programming, television programming. It's really
Yeah,
meant to program people.
because they gonna still write, even if you don't blow like they want you to blow. They still gonna make you famous, and they're gonna write you off on their taxes, and they're not gonna lose no money on you. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
no, those people have millions. They have an infinite amount of funds. To
Yeah,
push whatever agenda they want to push. They can. Like if you see some of the stuff that's going on today, you got a lot of grooming. I'm gonna be real careful with my phrasing in here,
right,
but you got a lot of stuff. If you look at like if you I don't mess with none of these other platforms because I think it is. I actually try to stay off the internet as much as I can. Even though that's my profession now, I try to stay off of it as much as I can. I'm not into it like that. But if you see a girl like Sexy Red, right? She doing her thing, and that's cool. I'm not here to knock no young black people for getting their money, right?
right,
I'm not that dude. But if you see who's listening to her music, man, you got mamas riding around with their daughters. They got their daughters out there
yeah.
shaking their tail feathers now and all that stuff. All this stuff has been programmed now. The stuff that wasn't cool back in the day, like it was like you was embarrassed. Nobody wanted to do drugs back in the day because nobody wanted to be a dope fiend, right?
That's why I'm going off the way I'm going off, though. Still, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going off on these youngsters. I 100% disagree with what our little females and our little drill rapper little brothers and all that is doing, but it's our generation that sold them out. It's our generation that
100%.
led them in this direction and made them think this is how you get your bag. Instead of being the leaders and putting their foot down on the music industry execs and radio station execs and whatever, and saying we're not doing this. We didn't take it back to the '60s, standing on business where we was willing to boycott these record labels and these radio stations and all of that, and make them make them give us the power over our community and our direction and our agenda. We sold out for the bag, and then we cursed the next generation of our young artists. So now they think this is legal, or this is how you get your money. You know what I'm saying? And that's our fault. So that's why I'm on my peers' neck about that. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't heard no accountability, and it's not like you know I'm God, or I'm the ultimate judge, jury, and sentencer or nothing like that. But I'm gonna hold you accountable verbally. I'm gonna hold you accountable. So
Mhm.
everybody gets
Yeah,
paid.
as you should. As you know, Cam, I worked as an A&R in the music industry. I've been a manager. So I've been around a lot of stuff, seen a lot of stuff, a lot of which I'm not going to talk about tonight. because I'm not messy.
Yeah.
But I remember going to certain parties, like whenever they would have like the ASCAP awards or the Grammys or whatever. The publishing company I was working for at the time, we owned a huge catalog of songs, like that would sample really heavily, like everybody from the Gap Band to the Fall, just these different groups, right, that have been sampled a lot. So we would always be winning awards because if someone samples a piece of your property, you own a percentage of that song. So if he wins a Grammy, the publishing company gets a Grammy or whatever, right? I would go to parties, man, and it would seem like it was two parties in one because you had one party to where it was kind of like the normal people, everybody's around with their drinks, you're getting past hors d'oeuvres. Then around 11:30, 12 o'clock, you'll see people starting to leave, but a whole new crop of people coming in. And you saw some of everything going on. I'm not gonna put people out there, but I've seen some crazy stuff.
Right.
And all of these people have an agenda because the majority of the people that work in the recording industry, a lot of those people,
Bunch of
trying to
white.
choose my words carefully, but they kind of,
They kind of fluid, gender fluid.
yeah, they into whatever they into. And it's almost like if you decline them people's invitation, oh, so they put that label on you like you a racist.
Right.
I'm trying to think of the proper term to say, but it's a lot of that going on, man. And it's like even to the point now to where I don't think that one boy was fluid. What's the guy that had the Old Town Road record?
Nah, little Nas X.
Yeah, I don't think he's fluid, man. I think that was a ploy.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I mean, Young Thug was wearing fingernail polish and dress when and I
Mhm.
seriously doubt if he was fluid.
And I think it's an agenda. When they give these guys these covers and they say we want you because first and foremost it's about demasculating the black male.
Yeah,
Anytime they can get one of us, you see, when they get one of us, they take our most powerful person, somebody the public looks up to, and
yeah.
they go, give them $100,000 to wear a skirt or a wedding dress or something like that. The so-called make a fashion statement. You know?
So what did that do? What does that do to the psyche? You said that it emasculate, but
Oh,
how
it
does it?
demasculates you.
I mean, what is that? So does that weaken the respect of a black male? Like, what does that do in your opinion?
Oh, the perception that you have of a black male as being a big, strong, virile person is now decimated because you got him out there in a skirt.
I mean, but he still can't fight if he wears a skirt. He still can't
Oh,
protect
probably
his
so.
family.
I've seen plenty of fluid people beat on. People, I worked in Hollywood. I don't. They're still men, and I don't have no issue with nobody from that lifestyle. My thing is this: is when you try to bait people into doing certain things. I think everything is like all public displays of affection. Man, I don't care if it's a man and a woman walking down the street. I think some stuff is just meant for your home.
Right. I
It's
agree.
not meant for the public.
I agree with that. But this is America. This is the land of the free, and the Democratic Party or liberals. I guess they say that it shouldn't be no restrictions. Everybody should be individually free to do whatever they please. And
Mhm.
America, as far as I understand, as a student of American history, America didn't last this long with that type of ideology. They
Oh,
were
they don't,
strict.
man.
They were
We
strict.
are we are a country of sensitive chumps now, man. Whatever you say that's on your mind right now, you
Yeah.
gonna have a contingency of people mad at you about it. It's like it's certain things I can't say, or I'll lose my situation that I'm presently in.
Yeah, so but that's part of being a man and being free. I'm like I said, every time I get on your page for the last 2 or 3 days, I let them know I would say this, but I don't want to blow up Steel page. This ain't my page. This ain't my page. So it's good practice for me to keep me, walking a straight and narrow with my language and clean up my language and be
Now,
real.
just think about that in this sense. Now, this is a platform. When you say Steele's page, this is not my page. This is what I feel about all this. That's why I'm presently trying to do some other things, to where it really is mine and we can really talk how we want to. This is not mine. That's why I never understood why people go invest, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars to build platforms on this right here, to build a platform on this, because I don't have ownership of it. If they get the if they get the urge to say, I don't like Steele, he got Cam over there, and they can take this whole thing down. If it was mine, they can't do that. So
What
I'm
I meant,
just kind of leasing
what I-
space on here.
yeah, what I meant, just like if you leasing a car, to me, that's your car. If I go take
Mhm.
your car and I crash it, even though you don't own it, but you was leasing it, or you know what I'm saying, that's still, technically your car. So I meant it in that kind of way. If it's somebody else,
Yeah, I, I,
you
I,
built this page up, so this is your
I
page.
get what you're saying for sure. I get what you're saying, but that's just a part of the problem, right? Because you have all of these platforms, man, that really want to dictate to what people really want to dictate what people say, and they're rewarding all the idiocracy. Anytime you have an intelligent discussion,
Yeah.
you won't get no views, right? So you
Well,
have to make stuff as you have to sensationalize things in order for it to get pushed through the algorithm, kind of.
yeah, unfortunately, but that's okay with me because, like I said, I don't like violence. I don't want nothing to do with violence. So when I say war, whenever I say the word war, I just mean struggle. I just mean war is a struggle. Like when we were swimming that sperm up our, mother's birth canal or vaginal
Mhm.
tract, whatever. That was warfare. You was at war against the forces. You know what I'm saying? To try to make it to the egg before you die, before somebody else or whatever. So war is natural. War is a part of life. Survival of the fittest. It's war. It's a struggle. So that's what really, I thrive on that. And our people
Well, we
really know
really in
that
it.
it's wartime. We know that it's wartime. We want to fight. We know that this is an enemy, whether we conscious of them or not. We know something is attacking us and doing us an injustice and trying to cancel us out or censor us. So that's what I be tapping into. I don't say, that I don't we shouldn't be beefing or whatever. I think we should be beefing. It's just we should know who we supposed to be beefing with and
Yeah,
how.
we have to know who our true enemy is. I want to read something to you, man. The Corrections Corporation of America, the biggest name in the private prison industry, contacted 48 states offering to buy their prisons. One stipulation of eligibility for the deal was particularly bizarre: an assurance by the agency partner that the agency's sufficient inmate population to maintain a minimum 90% occupancy rate over the term of the contract.
Yeah, I
So, in the prison system, me and you are capital.
remember.
Just like how you may look at a cow or a pig or whatever.
Yeah.
We're livestock pretty much.
Well, according to the Constitution or whatever that is, that we free like the 13th Amendment or something like that, and until or unless we convicted of a crime. Now, once
Mhm,
we get back captured, then we're legal slaves again. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
That's in the Constitution. So we was never the ones that America, the founding fathers, had in mind when they said, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal and that all the rights is that wasn't for us. When they was writing that, they they had slaves. You know what I'm saying? So
mhm.
they didn't have us in mind. So why do we think that that applies to us today? We have never been able to enjoy equal citizenship in this country because we didn't come here willingly. You know what I'm saying? If we would have migrated here by choice, we might have been able to enjoy some rights or some semblance of equality. But look who's on the bottom. Look who's on the top. Look at the state. Like I said, the state of Israel. That's due to us. That's owed to us. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I'm not gonna get all up into that, but that's what time it is. If we talking about behind the scenes music industry rituals and the wickedness of the music industry, it's all on our backs. Just like America was built on our backs, slavery was on our backs, music robbing us of all of our talent and our inventions and our ingenuity. It's all on these Duracell battery, matrix little batteries that everybody been able to benefit off of.
Now, if I'm a record company and I have a lot of stock in prisons, and they're telling me pretty much I have a quota, I have
Hmm.
to make sure. And I don't want to get too far off, in this stuff. I don't want to sound like I'm a theorist. I
Yeah.
don't want to even say that word, but if you follow the trail of stuff, man, if you
Follow the
follow the
money.
trail of everything, you will find where it lands to, right?
Yeah.
Like the largest holder in Corrections Corporation of America is Vanguard Group, right? Vanguard Group Incorporated.
Right.
You know who the Vanguard Group? They have ownership and
Everything. Every
they have
basically everything.
ownership. You know your favorite record labels and everything like that, right? And I said earlier that America is turning like soft, right? It was at one time, man. You had real men out there. You had real men leaderships. If you notice right now, most of our older black men, I'm talking about guys over 35 or 40, right?
Yeah.
We had a conversation last night with one of the little homies, 211, on the show last night, and we were asking why the young people don't respect the older people anymore. And I said, well, really, a lot of the older guys don't do nothing to garner respect.
We sold out. We punked out and sold out. So when
Mhm.
you hear somebody like yourself or like me, that's our generation, that's standing on business, or that's standing on, manhood, natural authority, and natural testicles, like as a man, as a father, as a brother, as a soldier, as somebody that chooses to police our own. Once I do that, then the first thing that's going, the comments going to light up and saying is you are old, HATER. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Who
For
you
sure,
think you
100%.
are? Who you think you are? Who anointed you to police us? Who you like? Dang, I thought that's what y'all wanted. First, on one hand, you talking about we the most disrespected, um, unprotected people on the planet. Why the black man won't stand up? Why brothers? As soon as they stand up, you get hit with them words. Like you get hit with like who you think you are, and you don't run nothing, and you don't control nothing, and like all right, well,
Well, I'll tell you something that you already know. It was set up that way, right?
uh,
And when you think about it, even though I'm going a little bit off subject, but it's part of the same thing. When they put welfare in place like Section 8 and things of those nature, right?
who put it in place?
The American government, right? The lend a helping
Like
hand,
we
right?
said,
When they did
I'll
that,
make you blow your page in.
when they did that. But see, we don't have to say because these people out here smart, right?
Right.
So when they first put these programs in place, one of the biggest stipulations on there is that you cannot have a what in the household with you.
A man, a black
You
man.
cannot have a man in the house, so whether it's the kid's father or whoever.
Yeah,
So how many times did you see people like to where the dad lives with the mom? He's in the home, but he got to sneak around, kind of. Oh, we can't let the people know he in there, right?
of course.
And they reward them for not having the men there. Oh, we're going to do a whole lot of things for you. They go have food. They go get this much child. Only thing you can't have is a man. So when that little boy is born, he subconsciously feels like I don't have to respect him.
Yeah, yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I don't have to respect them. And even the women nowadays, you hear women talking about, oh, I don't need a man in my life. I'm independent. I could take care of myself, which is all great and everything, right? I'm all for sisters going out there and achieving, living their best life and doing their thing. But there has to be a natural order to things, Cam.
I
And
mean,
where there's no order is what? It's chaos, right?
it's chaos, but like you said, whose belief system are they going by? Like if you know your gender was created for a specific mate, you know what I'm saying? And if God forbid that you claim that you're a Christian, it say that it's not good that man, the Lord or whoever said it's not good that man should be alone. You know what I'm saying? So any female talking about I don't need no man and I'm happily single, happily by myself or whatever, then don't claim that you're a Christian at least then or a Muslim, because you contradicting, and you contradicting your own nature. Because if you have a, a female reproductive organs and you have female hormones, they can
Mhm.
only be fulfilled and stimulated and purpose, you know, completed with the opposite gender. Otherwise
Mhm.
it's a waste. You're created, one gender is created for the other gender. So
Mhm.
anybody that's talking about I'm happy without, for that natural completion, then that is what it is.
Well, you know how I told you that Vanguard, they fund a lot of these record labels, right?
Hmm.
Guess who else is involved in that? BlackRock, and they're the second largest holder in corrections corporations in America.
Yeah, that's Larry Fink, owner of
So
Larry Fink.
wouldn't you say then that there's an agenda on this music that we hearing out here? Like when you see and I don't mean to just keep picking on old poor sexy red, right? But when you see the
Yeah,
sexy reds and these even your little brothers in Chicago that's just what to
Yeah,
wear
drill.
they don't just,
Yeah,
that drill music, man. We losing a whole generation of people, man, because they're influenced by the music.
right.
They have, music has a very big influence, and I'm gonna get deep on you. Who is the minister of music in heaven?
Lucifer, I think. Satan.
Yeah, so and I know you're not a
According to the
Christian,
Bible.
but music is very powerful because in the word, not to get all, for you, the tongue speaks life and death, right?
Right.
So if we're out there speaking hypersexuality, man, violence, and all this other stuff to a whole generation, what do you think eventually is going to happen?
Exactly what's happening right now, and that's why I hold the people that's responsible accountable. So even though our age affects and influences these youngsters, the record label is the one that influences the people that's our age. They seduce you with an offer and say, we'll give you this if you do this, and we took the deal. So our children, this little young generation is basically orphans. They basically orphans. They mental and spiritual orphans because their parents' generation is mentally dead and sold them out. They was basically, born orphans because they didn't have no moral guidance because they fathers and mamas was 304s for the bread.
Mm.
So if that's what you trained up under, if raise a child up in the way they should go, they was never raised in the way they should go because they seen their parents was sellouts. They seen that our generation of entertainers, 90 something percent was sellouts and 304s for these BlackRock owners and Vanguard owners.
Yeah, well, let me ask you this, Cam, right? While we on this subject, what are we gonna do about it? Can we do anything about it?
That's what
Like,
I've
like,
been
like
doing
what
on
can
this
happen?
page for the last 3 or 4 days. That's what you gotta open you gotta speak up because I'm only one individual. What can I do with my hands or with whatever? Like, no, the weapon is your word. Speak the word. Like, and if I got a platform of thousands or hundreds of thousands or whatever, and I speak a potent enough truth that's exposing, the criminals, then the people that hear that, if it go in your ear, like, then it's a wrap because it's gonna drill on you. Might not wake up right away, but if I put something on your mind or somebody else puts something on your mind that answers the question about what you've been stressing about and why we in this condition, or something that answers the question of your purpose. Like, I know I got a purpose in this life, and Brother Steele just said something like, dang, like, I always was thinking that, but I just needed to hear somebody else say it on a platform that he said it with strength. He said it like a heterosexual, real father, man, soldier. That's what we need to hear.
Yeah, for sure. And and I think it's pretty crazy that every time you about to say something, Cam, I'll be like, God, please don't let him say this.
I ain't
And
gonna
then
say
you come back. But we living in some perilous times now, bro. And I want to talk about. I don't want to pick on my man Diddy. I was promising I wasn't gonna be picking on people and calling names out.
it.
But me and you both know that Diddy ain't the only one out there, bro.
And the other ones that do it, no, they that's why they walking on eggshells. They quiet as a
Hmm.
church mouse. You
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 know,
ain't hearing you ain't hearing nobody saying nothing because they know they party. That's like all the people that partied with Jeff Epstein and Harvey Weinstein. They weren't saying
mhm.
nothing, was they? They wasn't saying
all
nothing.
of yeah, all of these cats, man, that live a life of debauchery, and you know, at home with a beard. And when I say a beard, I'm not talking about the beard I got. They at home with a beard, but they out there doing this and that. It's crazy, man. There's so much stuff that I want to say, man. You almost want to hold people accountable for some of the stuff they do. It's one of the things I can't stand. You know how they say never meet your heroes. None of these dudes never was my heroes. They just regular people to me. But
Right.
I know a lot of these guys, and when I hear them on here on these platforms talking, they saying certain things that's just total contradictory to the lifestyle that they
Yeah.
really living. I really want to go up there and just like, man, you lying. Like, tell these people the truth.
Yeah. So a star to me is somebody, that has a gift from God and they using their gift. You're not a star to me just because these people, these dominant society people that created Hollywood and owns TV stations and radio stations, put you on a platform over and over and over again. So now the world is familiar with you. That's not a star. A star is somebody that has a gift from God, you know what I'm saying, that's doing something that actually is therapeutic or beneficial to the people. A celebrity is what the industry people make. They make celebrities. They don't make stars. We the stars. The stars is the real men and women that deal with this world every day and don't let it take us under. We fighting a wicked, fake, coward world system, you know what I'm saying? And we trying to keep our family together. We trying to keep our relationship together, trying to keep our sanity, our health, trying to get money in this taxation without representation, system that we've been under. Those is the stars. Those are the ones I ride for. So I love this platform. I love the fact that you gave me an opportunity to get on here, you know what I'm saying, and speak my little piece without blowing it. I ain't gonna blow it up, but I got to get this off, man, because I'm speaking for us. I'm not speaking for Cam. I'm speaking for us.
And the thing about it is, man, you're not saying nothing wrong. You're not saying nothing with no virile intent, man, or nothing negative. You're just telling the truth. And unfortunately, nowadays, man, the truth can get you in a lot of trouble, man. The truth is very dangerous.
Well, they
If I
call
started saying some of the stuff I know, man, it would get bad.
Still, they call the truth HATE. You know what I'm saying? Not because that's what it is, but if people HATE the truth, then they're going to call the truth HATE. And people, like, the first thing we got on, we wasn't even on live yet. Somebody said, so who is Camp HATE on today? Like, so that's already accusing me of you know what I'm saying? That's already a felony accusation. It's slander. So why would I even entertain clowns that use that word on me when I know that's not what I'm doing?
Yeah, I wouldn't even worry about them, man, and I wouldn't even. You know what I do with people like that?
Not to cut you off still, but those words is algorithm words. Like, you know what I'm saying? So even if they in your comments, even if you mess around and you might, repeat, you reading the comment and you slip and say the word that they, now you done blew up your page. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand, like, it's zero tolerance for certain type of troll words. If you use a certain type of troll word with me on here, then you out of here. He blocked.
See, this is one of the things I'm talking about. I want to go to these comments a little bit because we need to do a better job of, talking to our people in there, not just paying attention to the dudes that's, on some stuff, right?
Right.
Like, look at this. This is from Lou Stevens. Stephon Darby said, "We can't let our kids be raised on a diet of only hip hop. We need the parent to come correct and give them the right identity." 100%.
That's right. Unless the hip hop they being raised on is righteous hip hop. So you can't even throw it in that. We can't paint it like hip hop is bad. Hip hop is not bad. The hip hop.
Oh, but look at this though. Hip hop is not bad, but listen to this. Even Future pushing drug using rap. See, all of that stuff is real, man. And that's one of my probably favorite beats of all time. That Future beat, that Mask On beat, that beat was amazing and it was hypnotic, right? But all you hear in your head is Percocet, Molly Percocet, chase a chick, never chasing.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? It's programming going on. It's programming going on all around us.
Who's supposed to hold them accountable? Who's supposed to be held accountable? And if you hold them accountable, are you a hater?
Oh yeah, for sure. If you say something about that, man, you are 100% a hater. So I think what I try to do when I talk to young people, man, is I don't tell them, at the end of the day, music is entertainment, right? There's nothing wrong with being entertained and the partying, right? But it's something wrong if you pushing death and destruction to your people, not just our people, but the people, period. In this country, we have a massive epidemic, opioid problem, man.
Right. So
we have opioid epidemic.
What's behind the? So, like, I'm a veteran in the nation, and we don't really deal with the effects or the symptoms as much as we use the symptoms and the effects to find the cause. We could waste a lot of time and a lot of content that's just chatter, talking about the symptoms, but It's always gonna come down to the cause, like what caused it. Because if you find out what caused it, then you can find out how to cure it. You don't waste no time and no energy or nothing like that. So what we really is destroyed for is the lack of knowledge. The lack of
Exactly.
knowledge.
And I don't fault Future. You know, all of these guys come from the same background we do. You know, poverty,
Yeah.
and somebody gives you an opportunity to escape, and you see, man, when I talk about the positive stuff and the good in the community, I don't get a reaction. But when I make these type of records, I get a bigger push and I get a reaction. I think these kids just out here just trying to make a living for themselves, man. Then after a while, you know, you get past the point and you're making a living, right? To where it's like you almost become a slave to what you're doing.
What is the definition of positive though? Who said positive is weak and soft and lovey-dovey? Positive ain't always lovey-dovey. Positive,
Oh no, you
positive
know,
is warfare sometimes. Like if you know the people want warfare, you just get like if people like action movies and and sci-fi movies, they want that action, but it still can be a happy ending. It still can be a hero that wins in the end, but he do a lot of activity. He get active like that. Positive don't mean soft. Positive is supposed to be the other side. You understand what I'm saying?
you know, somebody just asked you a question, Cam. This for you, right here. Was that Mills Lane? He said, "When are you going to make an album discussing these matters?"
I got one made right now with Battle Cat. Me and Battle Cat, DJ Battle Cat, legendary Battle Cat. Um, you know, it's like 2 or 3 singles that we already released right now, and that's what we talking about. I always been militant. I always been pro-black militant with my raps and my lyrics. I always been gangster, but y'all, you would think I'm talking about another black man or whatever, but I was always talking about riding on the slave masters or whatever. So you could use the same energy, you can use the same experience or whatever. You just got to direct them towards a different target, a target that's the real op, not the manufactured op, not the Willie Lynch created op. You know what I'm saying? Not the Semitic op, because you're Semitic. If you're black or indigenous or red or brown, you're the real Semitic people. So there's no way that we can be anti-Semitic unless somebody taught us to hate ourselves. And that's what gangbanging is. So we was made anti-Semites against ourselves. It don't have nothing to do with European Jewish people. We're the Semitic people that we anti against.
Yeah, we could get off of that just a little taste, because them AIs, man, they can't
they can't
make the distinction
Yeah.
between, all they do is hear certain words, man, and they get the tripping and stuff. This is what I want to get to, Cam. When using the music industry, did you start seeing the shift
Yeah,
from the
absolutely.
inside?
Absolutely.
What was the first thing that you saw was going to go in the direction it's at now?
I seen it's not no diss, but I saw the sex driven type genre. So it started with, and that's what, even with the Chronic, when Snoop first came out, he was kind of beefing like with Uncle Luke. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You talking about seeing you whatever at your whack concert. His concerts was always dum, 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 you know what I'm saying? So it was that, and our fascination, young teenagers, teenage raging hormones, you know what I'm saying? So it didn't have nothing to do. It took you off of lyrics and conscious and all that. We looking at ass, you know what I'm saying? We looking at buttons clapping, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's I saw for sure. They leading us by our nose, you know what I'm saying? They leading us by.
You know what's funny? That's who got me my start in the industry, man. Shout out to my homeboy, Mr. Mix. But I was like their roadie for a minute, man.
Yeah.
Back in the day when you actually had to pay dues to get in the industry, you had to carry people's records. I carried Bobcats records, man. I was carrying people's records. That's how I got on, and I agree, man. But even with that, man, it's mild compared to what's going on today.
I mean, they do it by degrees. You know what I'm saying? They do it by degrees. First, in the 30s in Hollywood and all that, you might see like a little ankle, a little white lady, Missy Ann with her ankle showing, and that was like, extreme and radical, and then they start lifting the skirt up higher and higher. Next thing you know, you start seeing a little stomach, and you start seeing a little shoulders or whatever. So they gradually ease it in on you. But the whole thing is to lure you with that natural attraction of sex, the natural power, the natural force of sex. That's above food,
It's
that's
just not.
above sleep, that's above everything.
It's just not that, man. And I think when we say that word programming, man, I think the people. I used to have a thing, man, where I didn't allow my kids to go online. You know, I bought their cell phone, so I controlled their usage, right? I used to have it where they couldn't go online but for a certain amount of hours every day because all of this stuff does program you. If you ever notice, man, when people sitting down at dinner, everybody got their phones, ain't nobody talking no more. Everybody is on there to see what's going on. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, half the stuff y'all see from these entertainers that's online is a lie.
Right.
It's a bold-faced lie, and it's just meant to perpetuate an image, right? You know, you see these guys out here, they pushing an agenda right now, Cam, and it's really just a destructive agenda.
Yeah, but you got to know what they're using, right? They're using money. They're using sex. Like I'm telling you, that and unfortunately, these pharmaceuticals. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
But they're gonna use the most natural, attractive, pleasure thing that God, created, and
mhm,
then with a young, immature, adolescent mind that don't know how to think through that, that their hormones is controlling them, and then they got drugs, and then they got money, and then they got fame. So now we're gonna drop syphilis, we're gonna drop HIV in there, we're gonna drop herpes in there, we're gonna drop all that in there, and now we got just total chaos and total, hell on earth.
mhm. Look at this right here.
I
J.
remember
Edward
when,
Thompson, he said, I remember when C. Dolores Tucker was saying the music was poisonous. Now, 30 plus years later, here we are. Real talk, them people wasn't crazy. I think what I didn't like what C. Dolores Tucker was doing back then, Cam, because that's what me and you was kind of running around when they was doing that stuff. I didn't like how she attacked the rappers. When it wasn't the rappers she needed to be attacking, she should have been attacking the corporations, the people behind it. Like I said, if you follow the stuff, man, see people to see these companies, Vanguard and all of them, and they don't equate that to hip hop, right? But if you start following the rap, go down the rabbit hole and start following where the bread trail leads to, you will see, man, this stuff is all over. It's on our television. It's like you think about it now. That's why I said the wickedness of the entertainment industry. It ain't just the record industry. When you think about now, when you think about, I don't know, were you a big comic book guy when you were a kid?
yeah, but I'm saying, how can we follow? How can the ignorant poor masses follow the money when they so busy just trying to scramble for the little crumbs that get thrown out? We so busy bumping heads with each other trying to get them crumbs. We can't never look up and see who's crumb.
The puppet master behind all
Yeah,
this.
who's starving us and rationing us out to us that little to where we can't afford to. We didn't got the energy. I need a good meal before I can even go find out who's feeding me these crumbs. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they
Mhm.
got us looking down like pigs and animals. We just trying to find the little scraps we can find, and then just happy I got some scraps. I can't even deal with the person that's throwing the scraps. You know what I'm saying?
When you think about it, though, Cam, like I'm gonna go back. You almost made me lose my train of thought.
You made me lose mine. But yeah, what you were saying?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to let you get yours off. When you think about it, Cam, right? It's all the corporations, and it's just not the music people. I don't want to just say it's all just the record recording industry.
Yeah,
It's everybody. When you look at Marvel and DC Comics, you were in the comics when you was a little kid, right?
absolutely.
Every movie that Marvel comes out with a DC, I'm in the theaters to go watch it, right?
Mhm.
Look at what they doing now, man. And I'm be real careful how I phrase this, but Batman and Robin was Batman and Robin, right? Now they want to make Robin to where he's all of a sudden over here now, right? If you follow what I'm saying, and they just changing they're changing the identity of these characters, right?
Right.
And it's all a part of program to say, man, you see this dude that you've been, that your
Yeah.
daddy that your daddy looked at, this character your daddy followed. Now you follow him. No, he was always like this.
Right. So they changing
And
the
it's
story.
yeah, they changing the script, man, and all the just the little subtle messaging that they give in these movies now, man, to where it's like you like, damn, man, y'all messing this up now. We can't have nothing that's just pure and just,
Natural.
what's next? Yeah,
Yeah.
just the natural order of things. What's wrong with that? Because to me, you're not offending nobody if stuff is in the natural order. What's wrong with having a dude? He's with his wife.
Right.
Superman got Lois Lane.
Right. Trip
That's
this
the
one.
way it should be.
Clarissa say you have to watch these cartoons too because it's in the
She's
cartoon.
Yeah, really. You know what, man? I'm gonna tell you this. I was sitting with my niece one day, man. My niece, baby. I'm trying to keep her entertained. A little 2-year-old is all over the place, right?
Mhm.
So I turn on, what's the safest place in the world? Sesame Street. You need to
Uh,
be able to turn on Sesame Street and be able to leave your kid there. What's my man that live in the trash can?
Oscar the Grouch.
No, not Oscar the Grouch. What was my Gonzo? What was
They live in the
the big
trash can.
nut?
It's the Grouch.
The Grouch lived in the trash can, but what was my other one with the long
Snuffleupagus.
nose? Huh?
Snuffleupagus.
Hold I gotta find this right now. Hold on.
Oh,
I gotta
Gonzo.
find this. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, I thought you was going to say Billy Porter. Billy Porter was on Sesame Street.
I'm
You
gonna
know who
tell you
Billy
right now.
Porter is? Well, for y'all that know.
Hold on,
So,
I'm gonna tell you right now.
no, you good. Clarissa was absolutely right, though, because they're after the children. They're after the children. And if the agenda is, well, I ain't going to say the agenda, but um, two people of the same
It was
gender.
Gonzo. I was right. It was Gonzo.
Yeah, two people of the same gender cannot reproduce.
Yeah, we hold on, Cam. No, hold on. But there's nothing sacred no more. Why would you take Gonzo and do that to Gonzo? This is a little kid show. It's like I'm all with you. Everybody should be equal in this country. I'm all with that, right?
Mhm.
But this is a show that's catered to preschool age children and babies. They don't know nothing about no identity yet. They shouldn't even be thinking about that shit. Why are you pushing that to them?
Yeah, I was just
You know what
answering.
that sounds like to me? That sounds like indoctrination right there to me. And I got a problem with that. If I can't sit at home with my little niece or my nephew, or when I have grandkids and just sit them on the couch and watch something without
Yeah.
seeing crap like this pop up, that's a Muppet. Why would you do that?
What I'm saying is, so is that not psychological warfare? Is that not warfare?
That's psychological for real because how many people in our community, man, it's everywhere. And it's real dangerous right now because these kids are on technology earlier. I got a little nephew, man. That dude is 5 years old and walk around with an iPad all day and to pull up anything you want to. He'd tell me, Uncle, I saw you on a thing. And I'm like, what is you doing looking at Gangster Chronicles?
Right.
Like, and I had to talk to his mama, like, what is she doing all this? Like, what is he on all this for?
Keep it 100 though. Gangster Chronicle content might be better than Sesame Street at this point. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Clarissa. She said Disney movies are pushing that too. I don't, want to just single out no. But if you look at the children that was stars, that was child actors, like for companies like Disney and all of that. Look at their identification, what they identify as, or look at their mental or their emotional state today. So if it quack like a duck and walk like a duck, then it's a duck. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it can.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask the people one time, what's your cash app, the correct one?
Oh, the correct one is it's on the screen. That is official West Coast Cam, like the thing is covering it
Official
up.
West Coast Cam, man. Y'all make sure y'all because it's hard for me to get my man sponsorships. Y'all know if y'all want to keep this real content coming, man, y'all go ahead and bless my
Yeah, they definitely not sponsoring me. They looking for any reason, every reason to make sure that don't happen.
Yeah, there we go at the bottom right there. I got on the bottom of the screen, man. Whatever y'all do, man, for my guy is much appreciated. I think Cam, when I saw that, man, I was kind of just like really just I was ticked off, man, because I said, man, there's nothing safe no more.
But they ticked off about you though. So if you want to keep things natural and male and female and family unit or whatever, they ticked off about you. So now what you
Yeah,
gonna do?
and I want to put this out there now, man. I have no problem with nobody's gender. People should be able to do as people can do what they want to, as long as you leave me and mine alone.
But they not. That's that's exactly what's not happening. That's why it's in the government, it's in laws and policies that they're imposing. So now if you don't accept something that you don't see as natural, you see it as unnatural and unhealthy and unnecessary. But if you don't accept it, now you're guilty of being an HATER. You know what I'm saying? Now you're a criminal now. That's a HATE crime now all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? So, like it or not, war is being waged on us. War is being waged on the natural laws and the natural orders of things or whatever. So, if we can't call it what it is, then all this stuff is just temporary. I don't know how long these websites, let us say these words before they start tweaking and moving the goalposts of what we can even say about this. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you just got to hit them hard while you got the mic.
Man, this sister Clarissa Tucker is on, and she said Disney movies are pushing that. We might have to make her the moderator.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Clarissa, if you want to be the moderator, you hit Cam up on this Instagram page, and we get you plugged up. We need somebody in there
Yeah.
to do the thing, man, to handle the few heathens that want to come in here every once in a while and mess it up for everybody else. Yeah, I definitely think, Cam, the entertainment industry on the whole, man, because when you have the ability and at the push of a button to just make stuff happen, that make you a dangerous in the wrong hands. That's a dangerous person.
Yeah. I mean, that's a god. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a dangerous individual.
If you had a power and influence over people where you control their mind, and then in turn you're gonna be controlling their actions. You control the information they got access to. You control the food that they eat or the quality of food that they eat. You surveying them. They can't spend a dollar here, a dollar there. They can't go here or there without you tracking their every move. Somebody is acting like God over you. So there's
Yeah,
not freedom.
and what we got to do, Cam, we got to feed them baby food because everybody ain't mature enough to handle these conversations, right? A lot of these young people today got ADHD. They attention span is just, if you're trying to talk to them about anything that got some substance to it, they go say, "Oh, that's boring."
I mean, I might not be
They gonna say that's
crafted.
boring.
Well, so
And
I
for
might not
those,
be crafted still. We might not be crafted for teenagers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Our content, like, we got to be wise enough to go hire teenagers to talk to teenagers. I'm not
oh, for sure, I'm definitely
delusional
not
to
trying to
think
push
that.
no agenda to no kids.
Yeah, I'm not delusional to think that you know I I'm supposed to be the one talking to teenagers. Let me find out which teenager is popping and got their own little buzz and got their own fan base and following, and you make them your spokesperson for your idea. You make sure they understand your idea and let them translate it into their little young language and talk to each other. But I'll be
Mhm.
wasting their time. They'll be wasting my time. If I think I got to talk to one like that.
Well, man, I'm gonna tell you this, man, and I'm gonna get off of it. And I ain't gonna say the brother's name, man. It was a rapper, man, and he's still one of my favorite rappers. He come out with a jam. He a veteran now, right?
Uh,
I remember me and Croft was at a show in Utah. We had a show in Utah, man, and I'm backstage. He come in, man. I'm like, man, I'm happy to see dude. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, that's the homie right there. Make the bomb music. You know what I'm saying? Got good music and stuff. And when I tell you about his activities after the show, because how after the show you out of town, everybody might go to a club. You get the bag to go
yeah.
through the club walkthrough, right? And what I saw really disappointed me, man. Somebody just kind of outed him a little bit, man. Somebody outed him on another platform. I don't do the whole outing thing and you
Uh,
know, putting people out there and stuff, man. But it was really just disappointing, man. And I wouldn't have been as disappointed as if he was just representing himself that way in the beginning. I felt like he was a fraud kind of after that.
I mean, like you said, don't ever meet your heroes, because if you if you got heroes and that's not rooted in reality, like they ain't in the field in the trenches with you, and they did some heroic stuff that you witnessed, They're not
Mhm.
necessarily your heroes. That's the Wizard of Oz. You know what I'm saying? That's a legend. That's a myth. But once you hop on
Mhm.
that yellow brick road and you really get to Emerald City and you pull that damn curtain back, oh man, no, this was all
Yeah,
smoke.
you find out, man, it was a big facade. You know what I mean? Like, and I think it's common knowledge, man, that most of these people we look at as gangster rappers, a lot of them is soft as medicated cotton.
Hey man, I mean,
You got a few of them that's authentic. Not saying a brother's supposed to be out there necessarily just doing his thing, but the ones that act extra, extra tough is the
yeah.
phoniest ones, man. Phony is a $7 bill.
Well, yeah, our generation. I guess I can't speak for these youngsters because these youngsters have been programmed to not respect life, so they be
Oh yeah,
looking.
these youngsters is 100% just with it. They out
They
there
with
and they doing it online and making records about it.
Yeah, so they will, and they look weird and corny. They got fingernail polish and tight little leotard jeans or whatever, and they'll knock your noodles out. You know what I'm
Oh
saying? So
yeah, for sure, man.
yeah,
They in it, man. Well, I appreciate you, man, coming on, man, tonight, man, and blessing these people, man. We about an hour right now, man. We gonna be getting together and doing this. I know Cam is on here every nightly.
yeah. And I'm on here every night. In the next episode tomorrow, God willing, I'm gonna really go in. A lot of people saying, man, you on such and such too much and such and such. Oh, I ain't on them enough. I didn't, it's not just my brother. I got some other people that I need to put on the stand also. So that's what I'm here for. It's not dissing. I do not diss. I do not diss. I'm holding correction and accountability. I have been held accountable and I have to be corrected every day. So nobody is above that program. I don't care how much money you make, how much you think that they're a star and they're successful or whatever. Everybody can come to the carpet. Everybody gets called to the carpet, including myself. So that's what I'm on right now. You know what I'm saying? This industry has thoroughly burnt me out, and the people in it has sold our people out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna speak my piece. Y'all don't have to love it, but some of y'all gonna love it and respect it. And I'm gonna keep talking my talk. You know what I'm saying? Thanks to God and my brother Steele for giving me a little platform.
Yeah, for sure. We back on tomorrow night, 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I know it's kind of late for my peaks back east, but we will see you then. And we out of here.
Peace.
Peace.